Welcome to the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's kissing ass and making memes. Beef loaf. Pre-diabetic but always so copacetic and so choice. My Sock Summer. And your host, he served meat in a rocks glass, Chorizy E.
Hello, and welcome to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Big thanks to Goose Island for having us out tonight. Look forward to giving you guys about an hour of our famous baseball beer and bullshit.
That's right.
I don't want to yell that out. There's children around. And this is a clean show, as usual. One of the great things about doing this live is we can enforce the drinking rules. I can see all of you. I can know when the drinking rules are happening, and we can call you out. So just remember that the drinking rules are, if My Sock Summer does not know a player or mentions his time on the West Coast,
yes,
you drink. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If Josh mentions Zach Collins or the 2022 takeover, you drink. And if I swear or say, here's the thing, you drink, and I've already swore, so you guys get drinking out there.
Have a drink. Ooh, all right.
And remember, hit up the Twitter machine when you're eating those wings with that hashtag 108 wings.
Yes.
Is that correct, My Sock Summer?
Yes, hashtag 108 wings. Let's try everybody in here, all included. Let's treat 108 wings tonight. Not duck wings like Barry's going to drink.
I think we're off to a good start.
Just 5 duck wings.
I saw some wings getting crushed already.
All right. Nam, how many wings have you eaten so far, Nam? Zero.
We're off to a terrible start.
Oh, that's bad.
He'll catch up.
We're going to shut it down, guys. Thanks for
all right, that was fun.
So
don't hashtag anything 108 wings.
So, fellas, I was watching My Sock Summer's doppelganger this morning, the one LA Beast.
Okay.
And he ate a double XL size pizza in 3.5 minutes.
Ooh.
So my question to you guys is, take 24 hours of fasting, pop a Jack's pizza in the oven, that thing comes out. How many minutes till completely destroyed? My Sock Summer, go first.
Well, I mean, I think I could eat it like pretty quickly, but I also think it will come out just as fast as it went in. Because if there's anything I've learned about fasting from my man Loaf, is if you don't eat for a while and then you eat something, boof, right out.
Thanks for making it disgusting.
Yep. Wanted to start it off right.
No one's eating here, so that's good. Beef, how about you?
Don't ask questions if you don't want to know the answers.
Treasy, I got to quibble with the question a little bit. It comes right out of the oven. A Jack's pizza is piping hot. You'll burn your face, so I can't eat it right away. You got to cool it down. So how much time do I have to cool it down before I start manja?
That's a good point.
The time is included. It starts when it comes out of the oven.
Oh,
you got to sacrifice the roof of your mouth.
Oh, man, I don't know. Yes, I think that's maybe like 9 minutes total.
Yeah.
9 minutes.
Yep.
That's
7 minutes to cool, 2 minutes to eat.
Amateurs.
Oh,
Josh,
man.
Because I have done this challenge.
Oh.
Yes.
You've done the XL challenge?
Wow.
Well, it's
Or how hot you eat,
it's
eat a hot pizza?
It's 16 inches.
Okay.
Growing up in Wisconsin,
Allegedly.
Jack's pizzas are made in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
So I got really drunk.
Yeah.
We made 2 pizzas out of the pizza little maker that spins around. That was
the pizzazz?
That was
Yeah.
That was banned in the dorm rooms. And
It's like a hot plate.
I could do it in 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Wow.
And that's with cooling time? That's with cooling
Well,
time?
you got to be smart. You're not
Right.
putting this thing at 400 degrees.
Right.
You gotta just measure the temperature just right, so it's not piping hot. It's at an edible temperature, and then you fold it in half, rip it, grip it. 8 minutes.
I'll be honest, Treasy, I don't know what sounds more disgusting, the way he was cooking that pizza or what My Sock Summer said about put their first meal post-fasting.
Grip it
Both
and
bad.
rip it. Hey, you know what? Jack's Pizza, the meat on there is cooked in advance. So you're fine. Yeah. You're fine as long as it's not frozen.
I like my frozen pizza is medium rare, too. Yep.
Beef, you know that, well, I was in college. You know, I tried a lot of different things with my culinary skills, and they were all terrible, like pouring milk directly into a coffee maker, things like that.
You were visionary.
I tried to once put 2 Jack's Pizzas on top of each other, face to face, basically.
Okay.
Thinking, I can make like a stuffed pizza here. No.
Yeah, no.
It's a terrible idea. If you thought that maybe that's a good idea, don't do it. It's awful. But I ate that pizza in 15 minutes.
Wow. So you ate 2 Jack's pizzas in 15 minutes.
Yeah. I was recreationally enhanced.
I was going to say, how high were you?
That's some medicinal help.
How constipated were you afterwards?
Oh, I don't
not real
remember.
cheese, Jack.
I don't remember those kinds of details.
It's not real cheese. This comes right out.
My Sox Summer, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really good. And it's as far as banter today, like I don't really. I mean, a lot of things have been going on. You know, we're watching the Sox whoop up on the Cubs, watching them whoop up on the Twins. But I know we're going to get real baseball heavy. But I just does the media make this more of a rivalry with the Cubs than the fans do now? Because I had a hard time like getting excited about beating the Cubs because I didn't recognize 3 people on that roster.
You know, Josh, I think you got into quite the discussion about this yesterday, so I'll let you take this one.
I think right now on Twitter, there are Cubs fans that are quite sore with what happened after the weekend. Very much taking the stance of, you guys still don't matter. You're still our little brother. I can't believe how much space we take up in your guys' heads. You see that a lot. Like Carey, for example, is fighting that good fight. And I'm with you, my Sox Summer. It's a novelty rivalry. It's fun because it's inner city, but in the grand scheme, the White Sox, which we all want them to go to the postseason, they got to beat the Tigers, the Royals, the Twins, and the future Guardians.
Yes,
those are your main rivals because those games mean a heck of a lot more than the games against the Cubs. They're fun, but boy, the Northsiders, their asses are chapped after this weekend.
I only had to see AJ or Barrett just punch AJ about 17 times during the first game. Like they're just like, come on, guys, remember when you used to fight? And it's like, no, I don't think we're going to fight now because it's not even fun. It's not fun to beat up the helpless.
Yeah, it's not a fair fight, exactly. Right. It's not fun beating up the helpless. I still enjoyed the hell out of it, though. I still really enjoyed Sunday night. Was terrific. I loved the entire series. I loved the Brian Goodwin home run on Friday.
Oh, that was great.
I loved all that stuff.
So I'm going to disagree with you guys, though.
Okay.
And I think maybe I disagree with you guys because you guys aren't from Chicago. You didn't grow up in Chicago. True. Right?
Yeah.
And no, I'm not making that as a knock on you.
I thought you were talking about your brother, too.
I am actually true. I'm making a knock on
the thing about it is that there's a lot of animosity, north side versus south side. And it doesn't culminate really anywhere else except for on the baseball diamond with those 2 teams. Right? There's one football team.
Yeah, because
there's
the
one
Bulls don't play the
team.
Bears. Yeah.
Right. Well, not anymore. Well, they stopped playing basket football back in the early 80s. Exactly. We're all very young. But yeah, so like this is the one place where it really comes to fruition, and you're like sitting there, and all the things that anybody's ever said about your side of the city or your neighborhood is playing out on a baseball diamond in guys wearing Southside and Wrigleyville jerseys.
That's true.
And you know what? I'm a petty man, so some of this comes out.
Really?
And I'm like,
no way. Get out of here.
Get out of town.
That is confirmed.
And like I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of that. And then I went to work on Monday or on Tuesday because I didn't go to work on Monday. So today,
hello.
And I saw a bunch of Cubs fans. And you know what I said to them? Absolutely nothing because they knew.
Yeah.
And that was worth all.
It was all over their face.
No one wanted to talk about baseball for once with me, which is
weird because you're Teresi.
It is. They usually want to talk a little baseball. Not today. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was eating up all of that all day.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys.
Beef, how you doing, man?
Before I get into my banter, has anyone noticed the positioning on this table? You two over there are man-spreading. I'm sitting right in my Sox Summer's fucking lap.
You're in my
crotch. Why are
crotch.
two fat guys so tight here? Why did you set it up like that?
I'll close
I know we're all
Look at us.
we all have the same spacing. You guys are just a little wider.
This is bullshit, man. I'm sweating just sitting here. We're in the air conditioning.
You're sweating because you're so close to the queso you can't stand it.
That's true. There's a lot of heat
just out of reach.
Son of a.
It's like putting a bone just outside of a dog's reach when they're on a leash. That's the sweating you have right now.
I need a long stick when they can.
I'll be honest with you. I was really excited to start this week. Luis Roberts coming back.
Yes.
I know we cannot call him Lou Bob anymore. I'm not a Pantera guy.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Justin. I'm wondering if will Lou Bird fly, or do I just go Luis Roberts with Luis Robert?
You're going Roberts with an S.
With the S.
Like
Add the S on.
McMichaels.
Yep.
Like McMichaels. Yeah, add the S on. So, great day. I'm Monday. I'm walking to work. I get about halfway from the parking garage to the office. I park like a mile from work. I'm like, this is healthy for me. I get out and get a walk every morning. It absolutely starts pissing rain everywhere, okay? And some of you know me well enough to know I don't own an umbrella. So I'm just out there in the elements. And I get to the point where I get under a viaduct and just think, should I wait out the entire rain under this with, the clock ticking at work and everything? Eventually I decide to gut it out, walk all the way to work. But there's no remedy when you get to the office. When you get in there, it's just air conditioning blowing on you, and you're soaking wet, and there was really nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I sat soaking wet from 9, well, let's be honest. I got into work about 10 till like 2:30 or 3 when I finally decided it was time to go home. You guys ever had that happen?
What a trooper. You went to work for 4.5 hours?
What?
Oh, my
I
goodness.
took lunch, too.
It's just like the story is like doesn't ring as hard as like the shit his pants at the urinal part. And once you know a guy's done that at work before, like this is kind of lame.
That's why they only let him stay for 2 hours after lunch.
Right. Well, see, and this is another thing. When you were telling this in the chat, I was like, dude, it is hot as balls outside. I would have welcomed that rain because then I'd be like, oh, dude, this is not sweat. I just, I just got drenched in rain.
I was legitimately drenched head to toe. Like
rain and
I went to my boss's office to tell him, and he started laughing before I could even tell him what happened. That's how messed up I was with rain all over.
That's the second time. So, I mean, if I could comment on that, I would say that, again, I'm a petty man, and I enjoy your suffering. Josh N. Squared, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. So I guess everyone's going to be drinking here because I have news for the 2022 tailgate. Because Milwaukee was hella fun. And thank you to everyone that met us up in Milwaukee.
Hella fun.
I think the official number is, 900 now?
4,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
It continues to grow. We decided after a business meeting, a.k.a. brunch,
Yep.
that July 16th in Minneapolis will be the Sox Machine from the 108 tailgate takeover.
Yes.
It is the last weekend before the All-Star break. So this comes at a good time. And I don't think the Minnesota Twins are going to be very good next year.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
Betting against it.
The White Sox fans that live in Minneapolis are telling me that Twins fans hate when White Sox fans come. So I, as also a fellow petty man, cannot wait to go to Target Field when the White Sox are rolling and the Twins are not, and we take over Target Field.
Hell yeah.
Also,
Yes.
we're having 2 road takeover tailgates.
Whoa.
We will see you guys Saturday, October 1st in San Diego.
Ooh.
So we're going to do both. We're going to go to Minneapolis, and then for all the West Coast folks, the folks in Phoenix, the people in Los Angeles, San Diego, the North California folks that are my DMs bitching,
NorCal.
we will see you in San Diego Saturday, October 1st. So those are our 2 road tailgates.
All right.
Next season.
We really needed Josh to give the bow finger, and by we, I mean me.
Exactly.
But we will do whatever we can to get out to San Diego. I'm I'm already thinking about quitting my job to be able to do that. We'll see. I think someone cheered for that.
Yeah. I think that was.
Pretty sure it was your wife.
That was quarantine.
It was your wife cheering
It was either my wife or my boss.
She wants to do more brunches during the week because there's not a long of a line then.
All right.
Hey, let's give away a T-shirt. Who wears an XL?
Oh yeah.
Change the game. Now, Wally, I'm not giving you.
Wally, you do not wear an
Get up
XL.
here. You come up. You brought your whole family. Get on up here. Not you.
Who we got? Oh, look at this. All right.
Oh! Just hit my father-in-law. That's okay. I'm glad that it was somebody I know.
All right.
We're bad at throwing T-shirts, man.
I'm not good at it.
Everyone's going to want to stick around because holy hell, Southpaw
There's a lot of stuff here.
hooked you guys up. These takeaways, or the giveaways, I should say, for future White Sox.
No takeaways. Don't run up here.
No, don't run up here.
No, come and just grab them.
Are
I'll hit
awesome.
you.
They are awesome. And not saying the past events giveaways weren't cool, But tonight is going above and beyond.
We got that Field of Dreams jersey they're giving out on Saturday.
That thing looks
It's
awesome.
embroidered.
That's sick.
It looks dope. Let's open it up.
So while my Sox Summer is unboxing that, I want to get into a little baseball talk.
Woo, let's do
A little
it.
baseball talk. But you know what? That Cubs series was just such a blowout. Just
Yeah,
such
that's an XL.
Nobody cares about that series because we just dominated it. I think we should talk about something else. We should talk about Lance Lynn and his overall domination
Yep. I love
and
it.
his overall 108 thickness. So if you're thinking about Lance Lynn, I think Lance Lynn is about 6'5", 270. That's what he's listed at.
Allegedly.
So first through, I just want to get a raise of hands out of the guys here. Who believes 6'5", 270 is what Lance Lynn actually is height and weight?
I believe 270.
No way.
I don't know if I believe
Josh believes it?
6'5".
No way.
You don't believe 6'5"? You think he's taller or shorter?
A bit shorter.
Okay. So he's 5'11", 270.
We're not talking
like
about Nick.
Bartolo
We're not talking Nick Magical height. Okay.
So he's
Nick
so you're thinking
Magical
like
is a
6'3".
very tall 5'8".
So let's say yeah.
Sure he is.
That's like when your buddy who's way shorter than you, like through high school, just keeps going like, we're about the same height, right? And you're like, I'm now a foot taller than you.
No, I think I kind of agree with Josh here because I'm about 6'2", 270, and Lance Lynn and I both look like peak athletes. So I get it. We're about the same size. I just don't have the beard action. That's
Pretty
all.
much.
You do have a pitcher's body, like David Wells.
That's true.
So let me ask you a follow-up question to that, though, guys. And you could go each one by one. I'll start at the end with my Sox Summer.
I'll be ready.
How beefy can a Lance Lynn get and still be an effective pitcher?
So, like, as we said here, I already call him BS. The man does not weigh 270. There's no way. I think he's probably closer to 285 and 295, somewhere close in there. This is coming from a guy who also has 275 listed on his license, and I haven't seen 275 in about 3 years. So, just saying. All right, Bartolo Colon was listed at 285, and that guy's only 5'11". And he was easily over 300. So I'm just saying they're just kind of, might be a little bit of the thing. Now, I feel that Lynn can dominate any weight above 270. All right? Any weight. The one thing he can't do is lose weight. Because if there's anything that Daniel Palka taught us, if you lose weight, you lose your mojo. It's gone. We can't do it anymore.
I believe
fuck things up.
I believe, in fact, that there was a year that Lance Lynn lost weight, and that was like the worst year he's had in recent history.
Yep.
So I'm with you there.
Yep.
I like
He's got to
that.
stay thick.
But how
No,
big?
thick.
How big? What's the top for you?
Oh, I'd say 325.
325?
As long as he can get his ass out there without the aid of a cart, I think he's fine.
Well, why not? We can get a rascal for him.
Yeah.
He gets right up there Costanza style. Beef, how about you? What do you think?
I was trying to model this out, right? I was trying to think of who are the biggest, thickest athletes we could think of, and in baseball, you might think of someone like CC Sabathia, who was 6', but he was 6'7", and he got above 300 pounds. Yeah, that's a good example. Bartolo Colon, who my Sox Summer already mentioned. But forget that. I wanted to go a different sport because, the thickest athletes generally aren't in baseball. So I started thinking about my guys in the NFL, Vince Wilfork and Tony Saragusa.
Ooh,
those guys were playing in the 375 to 4 Bills.
Ooh,
range,
yeah,
right?
I like this.
So I'm kind of thinking if that's the maximum for a top 3 sport athlete, maybe that's where it's at. And then I was thinking further. I was thinking, well, what about other things that, take some athleticism, but they're not sports? And what's kind of the biggest guy you could think of? And I was thinking, man, John Popper. He was ripping harmonica solos at 4 spins, right? Why couldn't Lance Lynn be
That takes a
400 pounds and be the ace of the Sox?
I like it. I like where you're going. Josh, where are you going with this?
I would love to see a 400-pound pitcher in the major leagues, but Beef mentioned CC Sabathia. Sabathia was 6'8", 300. I think the max weight would have to be 300 for Lance Lynn, but I think he can maintain. I mean, if he's a true 270, I think he looks a fit 270, and I think he could stick at this weight, even in his new contract with the White Sox, and it doesn't seem to slow him down at all.
Right.
I know
we can judge.
I know BMI is bullshit, but my Sox Summer mentioned Bartolo Colon, 5'11", 285. That's a BMI of 39.7. So if you compare it to Lance Lynn being 6'5", that's 335 pounds. He should easily be able to be 335 and pitch.
Easy 335. In fact, we all mentioned Sabathia.
Yeah.
And, if you ever read anything about Sabathia, they always talk about his weight being to his advantage because he would lean into the pitches with his weight and throw that much extra hard. And so I think if we could talk about Lance Lynn gaining 5 to 6 miles per hour on his fastball by putting on 100 pounds, I'm here for it. I'm in for that. And so I'm gonna go 6. He's gonna drop to 6'4", like you suggested, but he'll be 370. 370. But he'll be throwing easy gas 100 miles per hour.
If this happens, Dylan Cease is going to look at Lance Lynn and be like, I need to go to Bavette's every single day.
Yep.
I need to get tomahawk steaks and bourbon in my body
Goose
every
Island
single
IPA.
day. And Cease is going to hit 115.
Imagine the Sox coming to the 108 and going, look, we know you got access to a queso fountain. We know you got a lot of Goose Island beers. We need to put some weight on Dylan Cease. We need to get him up to about 250 pounds.
Yep.
And they're like, Teresi, it looks like you've been able to do that on quite a small frame. So show Dylan the way. All right. So as we mentioned, the Cubs threw out just about anybody onto the field this weekend. And so there's a few guys on the team that me and Beef were talking. We don't believe that they're actual Major League Baseball players.
Nope, not at all.
And so what we're going to try and do here is I'm going to give a name of a player, and I'm probably going to butcher it because I don't quite know how to pronounce any of these names.
A name of a player.
Well, I could get the last one.
I hope you get the last one.
A name of a person, I should say.
A name of a person.
I don't know that they're a baseball player, but they're supposed to be.
They're supposed
But I want to know what their actual profession is.
Yep.
So Josh, we'll start with you, and the first one up is one Frank Schwindel. What does Frank Schwindel actually do for a living?
He is your home inspector. So
Ooh,
right before you close,
Yep.
Frank comes by and makes sure that
Good call.
everything's supposed to be working, and then he tells you that your HVAC system is messed up.
Yep.
Needs to be completely replaced before you close on the house the very next day.
Because his cousin works in HVAC.
Yeah,
That's right.
Vinny.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
Vinny is.
He knows a guy.
He knows a guy. Vinny's
Yep.
his HVAC guy. They share the same name. It's Schwindel Home Inspection.
Yep.
Schwindel HVAC.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Beef, what does Frank Schwindel do?
It's funny he went on the HVAC path because he seems like a heating and air guy, and he seems like someone who's really good at the heating and air trade. However, he might be the kind of guy who
It's a
you
name
schedule
you
him to come out, and you wait, and you wait. And old Frank, he just had too much last night, can't actually show up.
We
I
all know
remember
that.
when I used to work at IIT back in the day, we had a sheet metal guy there. He was the best at the sheet metal you could ever imagine, and then he disappeared for 2 weeks. Where he went, I don't know.
Nobody
But
knows.
occasionally he'd show up to work, and then by the time I was there, he didn't work there anymore.
That's a guy who had too much fun. My Sox Summer, what does Frank Schwindel do for a living?
Obviously, he's a Feldco window salesman. He's your local rep.
You guys all think he works on home.
He serves Northern Illinois and parts of Southern Wisconsin. No interest till 2023. Call 866 for
Motherfucking
Frank Schwindel.
Don't free out a sponsor.
No free ads.
Have him work at Mazda if you
know
want
what?
to do that.
Listen, I'm only going to allow you guys stepping on the end of the joke there, my swing, my good punchline, because I do it to you guys about 7 times a podcast, so it's okay.
All right. Well, I think you guys are all wrong.
What about you?
And a lot of
What team
people
you in
think
your
that
life?
Barney Cooper-Smith invented the rotary engine, but it was in fact Frank Schwindel. So next up is one Greg Dykman, and I'll let My Sox Summer go first, and talk as long as you want.
Okay. Greg is actually a carpenter. He's just like Jesus, but he's licensed, bonded, and insured.
Do you guys think all these guys work on homes? Of
course.
It's going to be the whole bit.
First of all, you don't think Jesus was licensed and insured as a carpenter?
Hell no. Not by traditional means. People wanted to kill him, Josh. Probably because of bad carpentry.
This is my attempt to get My Sox Summer canceled forever.
Puts you on the-
right before we get to the last
Why'd you
player
put
on
him
this
on-
list.
I mean, if that's why they wanted to kill him, there's some irony in the method.
I can't. That's what I'm saying. You said it much better than I would have.
Beef, what do you think? I immediately started feeding back after I said that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Greg Deichmann strikes me as the neighborhood cobbler. But as everyone knows, there are no neighborhood cobblers anymore. There's no one down the street that fixes that pair of shoes that you don't want to get rid of, right? So he had to give up his noble trade that he really loved doing for this shitty job working with the Cubs. Now he's forced to play for the Cubs because there's no cobblers left.
And he has to cobble their spikes.
He has to deal with all these drunken idiots. He had, in the bleachers, he had a nice trade for himself, but it went away, downsized, forced to work for the stupid fucking Cubs.
Stupid fucking Cubs.
Josh, what does Greg Deichmann do for a living?
When I hear Greg Deichmann, I'm thinking CPA. Because accountants are loads of fun.
Ooh.
They really are the worst.
What the?
The worst.
You have a counter?
Not really, no.
So, fellas, actually, this one I knew because I've met Greg Deichmann at a networking event. He makes high-end custom neckerchiefs.
Neckerchiefs.
I can't afford them, so I was going to bring them, but they're just too much. So the last one we got is one Raphael Ortega, who's actually hitting very well, almost on a Yerman Mercedes type run right now. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Josh, what does Raphael Ortega do?
I believe Raphael Ortega toured with Mark Anthony and opened for him during the Mark Anthony J-Lo years. And he may be the reason why it didn't work out between Mark Anthony and J-Lo.
Wow.
Believable.
Way to go, Raphael.
Homewrecker.
Beef, how about you?
I mean, to me, Raphael Ortega is the executive director of a very famous nonprofit organization. He's the top dog. He's looking out for children and looking out for the well-being in the neighborhood. And he's the suit and tie guy at the nonprofit organization.
He works at the Pilsen Food Pantry.
That sounds very nice.
Yep.
That sounds very. My Sex Summer.
I'm going to ruin that.
He's
Actually a mobile car detailer. He knows all the tricks. The gel putty to get the dust out of the cracks, the air blower thing. Raphael is the guy to call when you need it all. Home or office, no matter. Cash only, tips appreciated.
Once again, you guys are all wrong. He's the maitre d' at Dorsia.
Oh!
All right, My Sex Summer. I think you wanted to give away some of these awesome prizes. So let's get some people up here.
I need 5 people. Barry, get up here. You guys,
do not put your mic down like that, Beef.
You get over here. Yes, you. Yep, yes, you. Amy, come on over here.
I have no idea what's about to happen.
Burke, get in line. And I want Kyle's buddy to come up and Burke. All right, they were playing this or that. As if you guys know, Burke, you got to get in line. You got to get in line. That wasn't a request. That was you got to go. This or that is a thing that I do. I sell stuff on eBay, so I'm going to give you 2 products. You're going to tell me which one I sold for more on eBay. Okay? Burke, get in line, Burke. You got to get in line, Burke. It's time to get in line. Don't let everybody down. All right, Barry.
Yes.
First item, it's a Levy's guitar signature strap, River of Colors, used by Carlos Santana. It's not the actual one, but it's one that he's endorsed from 2001. Or a Chicago Red Hots roller derby jersey.
Wait a second. Is it used by just some guy named Carlos Santana?
It looked like it was brand new, but it's endorsed by Santana.
Oh, it's endorsed by Santana.
And it's got his colors on it and stuff.
Okay.
So Santana guitar strap.
It was used by
Carlos
Santana on the Royals.
Jersey.
The guitar strap.
The guitar strap is $19.99. The Red Hots jersey was $9.99. You are correct. Pick a prize.
Pick something.
Congratulations.
Anything you want.
Anything you want. Except
Yes.
for people.
Take it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Mike Downey. Come. White Sox. All right. You ready for the next one? You know how the game works? Okay. Vintage Bugle Boy swim trunks. Men's size large or from the 1990s, the McDonald's Teeny Babies, lot of 19. 19 little Beanie Babies from McDonald's, or the vintage Bugle Boy short swim trunks. The Beanie Babies, all right. Vintage Bugle Boy swim trunks, $14.99. The vintage McDonald Teeny Beanie Babies, 99 cents. You did not win, but you can take a glass. Here, have a Goose Island glass, or if you want, here, take one of these too. Take one of that Goose Island shirt right there.
Whatever you want. Just take whatever you want off the table, except for My Sex Summer. He's too heavy to carry.
All right, Amy. I know you love attention, so this is really great for you.
Yes.
A 1977 Star Wars Han Solo, the small head version action figure with blaster, versus the 1977 Star Wars Death Squad commander with ray gun. So Han Solo or the Death Squad commander action figure? Which one's better?
Death Squad.
Han Solo, the small head version, $49.99. The Death Squad commander with gun, $21.50. You are correct.
Yes.
Choose one. Pick what you want. There you go. That's brand new. It hasn't been released yet. Again.
Maybe.
All right. You ready? Okay. I got a vintage champion USA basketball Scottie Pippen jersey from the 90s versus a game-used Evansville Otters from the Frontier League game jersey. Game-used jersey from Evansville Otters or a vintage champion USA basketball Scottie Pippen jersey. Pippen, the Pippen jersey, $62. The Evansville Otters jersey, $49.99. You are correct.
Yes.
Pick anything.
Nice.
Yeah, first guy to take a jersey. Burke, thanks for being a big pal. All right, this is a tough one. All right, you ready for this? A box of 1993 Jim Henson's Muppet trading cards, factory sealed, versus a 1988 USA Olympic vintage flag trucker hat.
I don't think so.
So, 1993 box of Muppet cards, factory sealed, versus a 1988 USA Olympic trucker hat from 1988. Go with the cards. The cards are $75. Burke, the mesh trucker cap sold for $79.99. It was so damn close. As far as I'm concerned,
close.
you were a big guy. You got up here. Pick whatever you want. You can even take beef loaf.
Oh, easy. That was way out of line.
By the way,
There you go.
that
Yeah,
lot of
thank you,
Beanie
guys.
Babies is not good news for my fiance Kim because she has a bunch of those McDonald's toys at her parents' house just sitting around.
Yeah, get rid of them. They aren't worth nothing. I was happy when somebody bought them for $1.
So, guys,
So that was this or that.
that was wonderful, by the way.
I love
that was
this one.
wonderful. I'm upset you didn't let me know that you had those vintage Bugle Boy swim trunks, though. I mean, I could have worn those in the soap.
They were
they
size large.
medium? Okay, size large. Oh, man, that would have been a
You ain't fitting that juicy double in a large. Not from the 80s or the 90s.
We would have to
No
cut
way.
you out of those. That would've
An
been great.
80s large. An 80s large. Yeah, that was a flatter ass time. All right, so we were having a couple drinks this weekend, believe it or not. Ooh. And this topic came up, and I think we'd want to talk about this. And you know, we could talk about the Twins game tonight, but fuck the Twins.
Yeah, the Twins
Everyone
suck.
drink. It's
So, have a drink.
So we want to talk about the upcoming series, but first we want to talk about a hypothetical that we had from the weekend, which was, would you rather have Eloy and Luis healthy all year? They would not miss a game. But Carlos Rodon is the old Carlos Rodon for the season. Now the opposite is the same injury that you got out of Eloy and Luis, but Carlos Rodon is the Cy Young candidate that he is right now. And I will start with Beef Love because I haven't started with him on much today, which is surprising because I usually pass right to you.
You do usually pass to me first. I'm being neglected tonight. Thank you, Treasy. You know, it's a tough decision. Would you go with, 2020 Carlos Rodon was zero, nothing. You got nothing out of it, right? And when you look at the White Sox depth and starting pitching, I mean, who's the sixth starter behind that? You assume Kopech's not ready. Reynaldo Lopez is back there. Jonathan Stever's back there. Jimmy Lambert's back there. The position the Sox would be in, I think, would be worse with our top hitters healthy and Carlos Rodon giving us a zero. So I would take ace Carlos Rodon and deal with the injuries that we had this year. I would take the reality of 2021.
Okay, I like that. My Sox Summer, what do you think?
I would also agree with that. Like you've been able so far to get by without them being 100% healthy, and we're doing fine. So why wouldn't you want to have Carlos do well? So that's the flaw in the question though, because we already know what happens, right?
Well,
it's not a hypothetical per se,
But you have no idea
what
what happens in the other one. So the sky's the limit in the other one.
Yeah, but see, unlike most Sox fans, I don't really cherish the unknown. I like what I see here. Plus, I also think that Rodon has earned that victory this year.
You know
Like,
what?
he got DFA'd. People gave him so much shit. His poor wife had to defend him on Twitter and say, he's not a closer. Don't put him in as a closer. You know, he's got to, like, he's just having a great year this year, and it's been wonderful to see.
If you didn't cherish the unknown, you would have never moved to the West Coast, which I've heard you did at one point.
That's Bologna.
Hey, listen, I was going to work that in sometime. Just give me a minute.
Josh, what do you think, man? Which one would you take?
I'm going to be a beef loaf. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
purposely going to be the devil's advocate for entertainment purposes.
I like it.
I would
appreciate
take a healthy Eloy Jimenez and Luis Robert. For the first 25 games this season, Luis Robert had a terrific slash slide, and he was already worth 1 win above replacement over 25 games. If he's played every single game in this hypothetical, he's at 4.5 WAR. And the conversation that we would be having right now at this table, can Luis Robert win the MVP? And he would be in the running along with Shohei Ohtani and Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Very simple.
Obviously,
Yes.
we're not having that conversation because he got hurt. On the flip side, somebody at this table made a proclamation that Eloy Jimenez was going to hit 74 home runs.
I think it was the
this year.
juicy double on the end there.
Yep, we're going to get to
Juicy
that.
double guy.
There's still a chance, but I did believe coming into this season that Eloy was going to break the franchise record for most home runs in a single season. He was going to break Albert Bell's 49 home runs.
He still might.
He still could. There's still some time left. I feel
a
like,
chance.
everybody says that, wow, the White Sox have overcame so much with the injuries on the position player front, and they have. But karma is playing a factor here. It's almost like karma saying, I'm going to give you these two really awful things. I'm going to take away Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez for a long time.
Yep.
But in exchange, I'm going to give you a career year for Carlos Rodon. I'm going to give you the next step in his maturation and start getting you to believe in Dylan Cease. And Lance Lynn is going to prove that he is still one of the best pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. That's been the exchange. And I think as far as White Sox fans, we take that exchange. But if I'm going to be devil's advocate, we are missing out what could have been really special seasons for budding superstars with Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez. And a part of me is like, yeah, Carlos Rodon has been great, and it's terrific to see. But we're going to see Luis Robert and Eloy Jimenez longer in a White Sox uniform than Carlos Rodon. And I feel like if Eloy finishes with 15 home runs, we're going to ask ourselves, what if? What if he was healthy the entire season, and what did we end up missing out?
That's why we got to win the World Series, so then we don't have any what ifs. So you're like, I don't give a fuck what he would have done because we just won the World Series.
Then
It
it's
doesn't
like the
even
Kyle
matter.
Schwarber, right, in 2016.
I think you guys do hypotheticals wrong. So, like, when you're doing a hypothetical, man, like, why think of all the downside of it, man? You're not
Because
ever
we're
gonna be-
White Sox
You're
fans.
not ever going to
That's what we do.
Think about it this way, man. Think about it like this. You get 2 5-win players all season. Jimenez hits the 74 home runs. Robert has another 40. You're winning softball games all year. You got Reynaldo Lopez giving up 7 runs and winning 20 games. All of that can happen, and then the washed out Rodon, you sign him next year because he's got no other options, and he has this season next year. Come on, guys. This is easy.
Simple imple.
I just think about what the middle of that bullpen, how terrible it was all year. If it got pressed even harder because Carlos Rodon's going out there and making 1 and 2 inning starts, then he's hurt and on the injured list. Like, it would have been an ugly year without Carlos Rodon being a stud.
He's a 3.8 WAR player right now.
Why are you guys?
Josh's prediction is correct. It's a 4. It's a wash.
Why are you guys
We need more help
afraid?
pitching
Why are you guys
than we do on
afraid
the
of an ugly year?
offensive end.
Ugly years are what we're used to. That's what we're best at.
We're over that.
We got plenty of beer for it.
Come to the future.
We're fancy now. We only go
Come
first
join
place.
us.
We're first place or nothing.
We'd still be
Good
in first
team
place.
now.
Have you seen the teams in our division?
That's true.
The Guardians couldn't hold a candle to Eloy and Luis Robert out there. We'd win every game 14-13, and we'd love every minute of it. I'm upset now.
It is strange that in this year, Byron Buxton will play 0 games against the White Sox.
That's nice.
And
That's
Luis
fortunate.
Robert is going to play 2 or 3 against the Minnesota Twins. That we were really looking forward to that. Those two going up against each other, going to be battling for the Gold Glove out in center field. And At the end of the day, we just get 3 games of Luis Robert against the Twins, and the White Sox see 0 of Byron Buxton.
It's wild. It's the fact that we don't have to go against Byron Buxton at all is just
Pretty dope.
the hypothetical I wanted. This is just all. It's all coming.
That's a good
And he's going to get traded to Philadelphia in the offseason, so works out.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of guys traded in the offseason. I think a lot of guys that were on the cusp of being traded were the only thing that kept them from being traded was there wasn't enough of a market for them. But like, why is Josh Donaldson not going to get traded in the offseason?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
true.
There's going to be more teams that are going to want a third baseman, and at least you know the price, and he'll have no say in it. So there's teams that'll value that. The Sox have always valued that. All right, so
Okay, before we get there, they keep showing in the preview here, the pregame. You got Ozzie and you got Chuck Garfien with gloves on the table. I hope those are just props because I think Chuck Garfien might take a fast one from Ozzie and maybe bust his nose up.
why would that be bad?
Because I think you're gonna have it. No, I didn't say it would be bad. I just said it might happen.
He'll have a rugged look if he does that.
I want to be entertained.
His hairline's gonna go all the way back and his nose is gonna go all the way down. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Wishing bad
What's
things
gonna
upon
happen?
Chuck. Our Chuck. All right, fellas.
Baiting you.
So, speaking of this van ride that they're going on to the Field of Dreams, the Sox are going to the Field of Dreams to play one game,
sir.
and then they're coming home, and they're going to play Saturday and Sunday here, 3 games against the Yankees.
Yep.
What are you guys looking for in this series, other than the team not contracting COVID-19 from the Yankees?
That's a great point. So Thursday,
Start with Josh.
It's going to be Andrew Heaney on the mound for the New York Yankees, and Heaney is not having a great first impression since being traded to the New York Yankees. Jose Abreu loves facing Andrew Heaney. Abreu's got 3 home runs off Andrew Heaney, and I've got a strange feeling that ball is going to fly out of that diamond at the Field of Dreams game. So I am hoping we see a prime August Jose Abreu performance on the Fox broadcast where we all got to cherish Eloy Jimenez on ESPN and Tim Anderson start the fireworks early. I got a strong feeling Jose Abreu is going to have a big game in front of the national audience.
Yes.
And it's going to deliver the sucker punch to the Yankees fans right now because they just have a really uneasy feeling, and I would love for the White Sox on Thursday to make Yankees fans miserable, and they have to live with that misery until Saturday.
How many runs are we hanging on
better.
Andrew Heaney in your hypothetical?
7. The White Sox
On
will
Heaney.
score 7 through 4 innings.
I love it.
Maybe they're going to eat.
I love it.
They used to always eat against lefties, too. Why not? We got to get back to that.
Beef,
you know?
what are we doing? What are we doing this weekend, man? Tell me what you want to see.
Look, I'm at the point with the Sox where I'm just enjoying everything. I'm on cruise control, right? They're going to win the division. People are starting to get healthy. No matter what lineup they roll out there, they got 10-run potential in them, right?
Yeah.
The starting pitching is dominating. I only got one concern, and it's a little bit ageist, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for it, but I'm just a little bit worried about Tony La Russa. He's 76. He's been functioning great during the season. He's been doing just fine. But I've been rewatching Sopranos for like the 15th time. And as the series went on, Junior Soprano starts slowly losing his marbles. And I just get a little worried. You know, we're getting towards the end of the year. We need Tony to keep his mind right.
Do you see him
Keep his mind sharp at the end of the year.
walk into some area in Iowa, sitting on a bench, getting offered a half and half, and this is what you're worried
This is
about?
what I'm worried
This
about.
is your biggest worry for this series?
My biggest concern for this series for the whole rest of the year.
I'm with you. That was my exact concern. My Sox Summer, what are you thinking about for this upcoming series?
We basically play like 2 teams that you could consider team slump busters, right? They're just pounding the ball, right? And then, like, that's what you do with a slump buster. You pound the ball. So as long as they continue to go through and hit the shit out of the ball, let's just take it right into the weekend. You'll have some fun on national television in the middle of a cornfield. Then come back here, do it on the south side. I mean, what more do you want?
You know what more I want?
That's what I want them to do.
You know what more I want out of this weekend? What I want to see out of the Sox this weekend is vendors.
Yeah,
I want to see vendors in the stands out of the Sox this weekend. But really,
Absolutely.
we can actually get that answered. But is there a thumbs up? Mr. Downey, is there a thumbs up on vendors this weekend or a thumbs down? Thumbs up. We got vendors this weekend.
Oh man.
Now he's playing. I can't hear you.
Oh man. I'm going to hold him to that.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. So Friday, when they announce it, we didn't hear it here first at Buffalo Wings and Rings.
It all depends.
Do not mention Mike Downey in your tweets when you say, thanks for letting us know, Mike Downey, that this is happening.
It all hinges on the Sox putting 7 on Heaney. That's what's going to bring the vendors. Hey, we got to do it.
Listen, I said the White Sox should have been able to crush Zach Davies, and they did not waste time because Zach Davies is terrible.
Dude.
And if there's a Cubs fan here that'd love to have that debate about Zach Davies being the lesser version of Kyle Hendricks, I'd be more than happy to have that debate.
It's a good thing. Well, in the drinking rules, it wasn't when every time Josh says Zach Davies, you have to drink because you would be hammered right now. He said Jack Davies 25 times, and I think the last 6 minutes.
It was like the end of Roxanne.
Yes. Oh man, he's going for his 3rd beer. Okay, we got 3 beer Josh Nelson, folks. All right, can we get a shot of Malort for this man? Let's get him going.
Oh wait, really?
So what I want to see though is I want to see them, and much like Josh was talking about, I want to see them get to the starting pitching. That's like the one thing that I haven't really seen them do against the good teams is really hammer the starting pitching. They've gotten to bullpens. Like the games that they've won, they've gotten into the bullpen. They took a lot of pitches against the starting pitchers. They got into the bullpen, and then they made their move against the bullpen. I want to see them just come out and absolutely dominate a starting pitcher or 3. And this weekend, I don't know where the 10 games lands, or 10 days or whatever it is, but you could see Garrett Cole this coming weekend, I believe, because I think it's like 7 or 8 days right now. He needs a couple days.
Yeah, it's still to be determined for the Yankees or their probable pitchers, but again, it really depends on the situation with Garrett Cole, and they're traveling, and I doubt that he is going with the team to Iowa. It is like really ridiculous what's going on with the Yankees and the COVID situation. We're probably not going to see Anthony Rizzo.
I don't think we can because there's a 10-day rule.
Gave everyone COVID.
I believe there's a 10-day rule with this. So like from when you're diagnosed, you can't play again for 10 days. It's like the IL.
Well, you joke about Anthony Rizzo being the super spreader. Yeah. It's Aaron Judge. I mean, it is clear as day. Clear as day, it's Aaron Judge. Judge got everyone sick at the All-Star game. Yep. Judge is still getting everyone sick in the clubhouse. At some point, if I'm Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman, I'm like pulling Aaron Judge into a closet and stabbing him with a vaccine because they got 17 players right now on the COVID list.
Yep. It's insane. It's insane because I looked up like, who are they going to face this weekend? And it was just like, well, I have no idea who the pitchers are going to be this weekend.
2nd weekend in a row we've dealt with that.
But think about it. If you are a virus and you are looking for a human being to mutate and grow stronger, wouldn't Aaron Judge be the human being you're going after?
Aaron Judge or Greg Oden. One of those two.
Why do you always besmirch Greg Oden? Really? The poor guy. He's trying to play in the big 3, and you're still riding the poor guy.
Both guys too big. They shouldn't have been that big.
They just break. They're too big.
They break real easy.
So we got about 13 minutes left. What I do want to get from you guys all is a pick to click for tonight. I'll start with Josh. Josh is usually the guy who's got someone out of the box like Zach Collins. I want to hear who you got going.
I think my pick to click tonight, I think it's too easy to pick Eloy because he's just red hot at this moment. I think I'm going to go with Adam Engel. I like when Tony La Russa puts Adam Engel as the second hitter in the lineup. And the reason is I think it gives Adam Engel an opportunity to prove his worth. And he has not been missing on these opportunities when he's batting second. And he loves to steal bases too. So I think we could see another fast start for the White Sox offense. I hope so. I give Griffin Jacks, who sounds like a DJ from Sweden, a lot of credit because in his last 3 starts, he doesn't strike out anyone, but he barely gives up any runs. It is a little confusing, but I'm hoping the White Sox get to him. And I'm going to go with Adam Engel, who does not have reverse splits anymore. And I was pretty harsh about Adam Engel. I should say not Adam Eaton. I was very harsh on Adam Eaton.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly so. I was very harsh on Adam Engel in 2017 and 2018, but he is a great example of just being patient with the guy and the hard work that he's put into to develop the type of player that he is now. So that's who I'm going with. I think Adam Engel tonight will hit a home run.
Ooh, I like it.
Wow.
I like it. Beef, who you got?
Speaking of Adam Engel, he's another player I could put bigly in my loss column from analyzing stuff for the White Sox. Oh, man.
We all can.
Yeah, he was rough for a while.
I'll only put him in there halfway. You know why?
Why?
Because of all that Menachino magic.
He's got great butt cheeks, that kid. No, my pick to click tonight is a guy who's finally coming out of his funk. A guy who is maybe one of the most overhated White Sox, according to you, Treasy.
Yeah.
And that's Yoel Moncada.
Yeah.
Yoel Moncada hit the ball hard last night. He's hit the ball hard the last couple games, but now they're starting to fall in. He had a home run. I think Yoel Moncada starts coming out of the slump. Like, a lot of the Yoel Moncada, I've thought about this a little bit. A lot of the Yoel Moncada's overrated stuff is going to go away if we get to the playoffs and he has a ridiculous playoff series. People will forget about it forever.
You know what I was looking at the other day? Is that Yoel Moncada is getting on base about 37% of the time.
Yep.
And he's playing Gold Glove defense. Right? I mean, like, I think he's top 4 in UZR at third base in the whole league, right? He's doing all that. And that's what everyone said was worth a 4th-round pick, if I recall, from just a couple of years ago. Like, if you're going to take someone 4th overall, all they need to do is get on base a lot and play Gold Glove defense. He's doing that. I don't know why people won't like it. I don't know where what does he need to do to be the number 1 pick?
Too handsome, I guess. Too handsome. Too good looking.
So my Sox summer, who you got?
So I'm just looking over the lineup, and I'm going to go with a guy who's got 2 home runs with us so far. I think he hit a home run last night, and Cesar Hernandez.
Ooh,
yes.
That was going to be mine.
Because he is so used to pounding the shit out of the Twins, like, with the Tribe, he's going to do it with us, too. So, like, let's keep the fun times rolling.
And MSS, they're putting him at the bottom of the lineup.
Yep.
They're going, oh, you bat 8th now, buddy. He's like, I've just hit home runs for you guys, and now you're telling me, oh, you got to bat 8th. I think he's upset. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I like that.
I almost thought Mad Max came up here with, like, a disposable camera to take our picture. Like, the way he was holding
I would love it.
I thought it was a disposable, like one of those Kodak one-clicks.
You're lucky you didn't come up here with a taser.
I was like, man, I could sell that on
There
eBay
we
for
go.
probably like $10.
All right. You
Who's your
took
pick to
mine.
click?
You took
I'm
mine.
sorry.
So you know what I'm going to do?
Cesar stolen.
Let's do a little curveball here. I'm going to go into the bullpen.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm going to say that this game is unnecessarily close for a little while, and one Michael Kopech comes in the high leverage situation and gets us out of it. Because you know what I've been
F some up, man.
You know what I've been a little upset with, Beef?
What's that?
Is that these relievers on our team, and we were talking about this, these relievers on our team need to come into a clean inning, and I hate it.
Oh, yeah.
They can't come in with guys on base. Look, man, 10th inning, everyone's on base. They put a guy at second, they put a guy in the outfield or something. I don't know what they're doing, but there's guys all over the place, and you got to deal with it. And so if we are going to have guys that are going to come in as high leverage guys, because we got the 8th and 9th. The 8th and 9th are beautiful. We're
Locked
all
down,
set.
baby.
Yep.
Totally locked down.
We need the high leverage guys.
Yep.
Earlier in the game, you got to be able to come in like El Duque and just go, bases are loaded, there's no outs, I don't care. We're winning this playoff game.
Getting these guys. Yes, that's
And
right.
so that's why I want to see. Someone's going to tell me that Kopech's not available tonight, and I don't care. He'll become available, and we'll be all good. There's 8 minutes left. So you know,
So I got a question.
Oh, you got a question for me?
I got a question because I've never seen Field of Dreams.
Don't.
What?
It's not good.
I know what your 2 answers in then. I don't need to watch Field of Dreams to enjoy the Field of Dreams game. So, Josh, why should I watch Field of Dreams before the Field of Dreams games on Thursday?
Field of Dreams is quite personal to me. I lost my dad when I was 6 years old. So when you get to the final scene, spoiler alert, it is very dramatic on how the movie ends.
Okay.
And it's one that tugs the heartstrings for me because it was an opportunity I never had growing up. So I'm not going to try to spoil it.
Right.
But if anything, you can go on YouTube to see this. James Earl Jones's speech about the game of baseball is one of the more memorable movie quotes of all time, especially the way that he delivers it. It's a fun movie.
Okay.
It's very late 80s, early 90s, so it's like right up right up, your alley. So
Do you see James Earl Jones while he's making the speech?
Yeah,
though?
you do.
Okay, so
You
I
do.
don't have to. I won't be visualizing Darth Vader giving a speech about
You
baseball.
should
and the guy who's in Casino, the younger guy who plays Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Oh, Ray Liotta.
Yeah, you like him.
He's in Goodfellas.
He's in Goodfellas.
He's
I'm
not
sorry.
in Casino.
I'm
but
sorry.
I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah, so he's a Goodfellas, and you like that movie, so there you go.
My Sox Summer, if in case you haven't watched a lot of baseball movies, this is the third best James Earl Jones baseball movie. So,
what are the top two? James Earl
so
Jones?
number one is Bingo Long and the Traveling All-Star.
Okay,
And,
that's an oldie.
And then number
Oldie
two
but
is
a good-
Sandlot.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Sandlot's pretty good.
And if any of you out there have not watched Bingo Long, you should just leave right now and go. No, actually, stay and drink a lot more and then go watch it.
That's right. Yeah.
Fantastic movie. And you know what? We got 6 minutes left.
6 more minutes.
We got 6 minutes left, and you know what I'm going to throw at you
Hey,
guys?
let's give away a T-shirt.
Well, we're going to, but here's how we're going to do it. I want some people to come up and ask us anything you want. Any question that you have for us, you can come up and ask us a question. We'll answer it. And the best question is going to get free shit.
Mike Downey, get up here. Come on up.
Nick ran up.
Come on, Mike.
Nick ran up.
Big Mike. No, I told him to come up.
Can you name the 8 rules of Fight Club?
I think they're all to not talk about Fight Club.
I know that Bob has bitch tits. That's what I remember from Fight Club.
I don't think you're supposed to talk about Fight Club. I think
I know you're not.
Well, that's rule number one.
That's rule number one, and then the second rule is don't talk about Fight Club. I thought that was all it was.
There's 6 more.
There's 6 more?
And the answer to that question for me is no. I cannot.
I can't do that. Apparently, I can't.
We don't even have.
We fucked up.
We don't have the time to even make them up. But that's a good question. That's a good question. I think that.
What are they? Get over here. Don't walk away.
You gotta give us
when you
the
do
other
it like
6
that.
rules, because I think you just made this up.
Don't talk about Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. Number 3 is no shirt, no shoes.
Okay.
2 guys to a fight, 1 fight at a time. The fight will go on as long as necessary. And if it's your first night, you have to fight.
Oh wow! That is worth the prize.
Nick, come
Pick
here.
whatever you want, buddy.
Eloy
Josh is
Jimenez
just going to
gloves.
give you a prize.
Here you go.
Oh, look at that.
Pick whatever you want.
Take some you want.
He opted out on your prize.
That's not available, but beef loaf is.
This is about a
Take 'em
$240 computer.
You can be your butler for the day. All right, Mike, come on up and give us a question.
He said, "I got a
Don't
lot of
play
questions
Mike
for
when we
you."
don't have vendors on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know that. Question for Josh. Marry, fuck, kill.
Great question.
Oh boy!
That's really good.
What are we doing?
How you doing?
Based on?
How you doing, buddy?
I know. Let's go. Based on what?
Based on
On us
Based
three.
on what you're
Oh, on you three?
Us
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I would marry my Sox Summer because he's a good dad.
Yes. Oh, what? I'm not a good dad? What the
Man.
fuck? One of you two is dying. out here, too. One of you two is dying. She looked over like, yeah, you're not that great, Dad.
He's going to kill a Ramos brother, and
I-
I'm here for it.
I'm sorry, Beef,
Son of
but you gotta go, man.
No, I
So what
get
are you
it.
doing after?
I get it. I got the juicy double.
Clearly an ass
bottom.
man. Clearly an ass
Listen,
man.
I am a butt guy. This is important. So I'm sorry.
She has
Beef.
the choice. It's an easy choice once you go down that path, you know.
We got another
Say your
question.
name and then say your question.
My name is Juju. Question is, who do you think gonna win the World Series?
All right, this is a good one.
That is a good question.
If you ask the sports books right now, the sports books are really heavy on Astros, White Sox for the American League pennant, and
Yep.
they are like doubling down on the Dodgers to win in the National League pennant. I think maybe I'm the homer in me. After watching these last couple weeks after the All-Star break, I think we're having a rematch of what we saw in Milwaukee. I think we're seeing White Sox Brewers in the World Series.
My God.
And the reason is, I think starting pitching at the end of the day is going to win today. I need to have a very uncomfortable conversation with my fiance about a vacation that we have later in October. But right now, screw it. I'm going homer. White Sox Brewers in the World Series.
I love it.
Don't walk away. You gotta get a prize.
Take
You
a
gotta
prize,
get a
man.
prize.
Take a prize.
This is an XL shirt, XL jersey, XL shirt. Eloy, All right,
man.
Thank you.
We're also going to answer this too.
Yeah, go for it.
And it's obviously the Toronto. No, I'm going White Sox, man. Why wouldn't I go White Sox?
If they started the playoffs in Houston.
We are going to be in the playoffs.
Or in
we
Tampa.
got a good pitching staff. Eloy's going to hit 22 home runs in the playoffs.
Wow.
And so I don't see why I wouldn't go for the White Sox.
In the playoffs. I also
that might be a
think-
record. I don't know.
Listen, I also think the White Sox can beat anybody. And if they keep coming back how they've come back and we're fully stocked and loaded, I don't see why we can't. That's why we needed Carlos Rodon to have this good run, not those other two guys to be healthy. Josh?
I'm gonna also give the matchup like Josh did. I really love the San Francisco Giants. They're like kind of a Cinderella story, and they're running away. They're starting to run away with the West, and it's extremely weird because you have the two high-poweredest teams in Major League Baseball chasing them the entire time, and they keep fattening up their lead. So I'm gonna say Giants, White Sox, and then obviously the White Sox ain't losing to the Giants, so they'll win that World Series.
You know what I love about this is that, like, you know, Beef's my brother, and I could see a couple layers down into his soul. And I know the reason that he wants the Giants there, because he cannot stand Rick Hahn winning Executive of the Year. And he knows the Giants going to the series would ruin it.
I really chap his ass.
That too, Mr. Hand. That's correct.
That's true.
Well, all right, we're at the end of the hour here. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. We're going to be here all night, drinking some beers, watching some baseball with you. We appreciate everyone. We are going to still have more giveaways, so hold on to your tickets.
Hold on to your tickets.
If you don't have tickets, see My Sox Summary. Would love to give you a ticket.
Must be here to win.
We will give things out very shortly. Josh, you giving anything away?
Yes, after the 5th inning, I will be giving away 2 tickets to the Chicago White Sox versus the Chicago Cubs Sunday game. In section 110, not 108. Sorry.
It's still okay.
I'm sorry,
Still
it's just a
okay.
couple sections away. So, if you do not have tickets for White Sox and Cubs, after the 5th inning, we will be raffling off 2 tickets for that game.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Buffalo Wings and Rings. Thank you, Goose Island.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's win this game by 15.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Woo. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Guy.